Okay, welcome to our kitchen again. Today we are going to make blueberry scones. Now, we've never done this before, but it's somebody's favorite.
And it's morning and coffee. We need scones.
She's always said she wanted to try this. So we got a recipe. We're going to upload that for you, or we'll put it in the video for you. You can always message in the comments for it, or quite frankly, you can Google one. So we've got our recipe here. We've got all of our ingredients already pre-laid out. We've got one in the oven so it can be done. Of course, you guys won't see that because we'll cut and cut, but anyway. So it's going to take 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a cup of granulated sugar, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of unsalted butter. Now, we like salt, so I went ahead and left it salted. I did take a little bit of salt out of the recipe, but this stuff needs to be grated. So we grated it with a cheese grater. I've never grated butter before, but it looks like shredded cheese. That's frozen butter. So we've got 1 stick or half a cup of butter. And then we're going to take a cutter, a pastry cutter, and we're going to cut this all together. If she can get that butter gets staged, not cheese.
Not cheese. Very sticky.
And I like butter. So don't miss it. You missed a little spot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Chill out. I'm good. There you go.
And then we're going to take the pastry cutter and we're just going to cut this all together. Okay. You want the butter to be, from what I read, because we're not experts at this. This is, like I said, first time doing it, but it said you want your butter to be chunky, and that helps it stay padded. So get this all kind of cut together. Once you see everything is well mixed, well cut in there, then we can go to our next step. There you go. And I mean, it's just cut together. Okay. Cut this off. Throw it over here in the dirty bowl. The next thing we're going to do is put our wet ingredients in. So we've got a half a cup of heavy cream. We've got 1 large egg.
1 egg.
We have 1.5 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, which we got on a cruise. This is the good stuff. It's from Mexico. It's
a pretty bottle too.
$80 freaking, I think I got you. And then our blueberries. It says half cup heaping, or 1 cup, sorry, 1 heaping cup, and we heap a whole cup on there. So we get that done, and then we're going to take our rubber spatula and we're going to fold that all together. So she's going to fold it together. Quadrant. I said, let's peek and see what's going on in the oven. We got just a couple minutes here while she folds those. Oh my gosh, they do look good.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
So we might be able to be proud of ourselves.
We might be able to say that we can make scones.
Maybe.
She gets that folded together. We're going to put it on this cookie sheet. We've already got a cookie sheet and it's got its parchment paper on it because we don't like to do dishes. So we always use parchment paper. And then
lots of parchment paper.
We'd be good to go. And then once she's got it folded together, it looks like she's getting close. We're going to start forming this into a ball. So I don't want to waste it. Oh, that looks good. We're going to kind of start making it into a ball. The last one that I did, because I've done one now, so I'm an expert, right? Kind of get this, I kind of started making a ball in here. So you can see I'm kind of forming it into a ball. Get it formed. Kind of like I did a meatloaf, to be honest with you. This is kind of how I form my meatloafs.
Yeah.
So just pretend this is a meatloaf, but it's going to taste a lot, well, maybe not better. I love meatloaf, so. Now I'm going to pull it out of here in one lump and onto the cookie sheet.
And it does say in there that if it is too dry, you can add some heavy whipping cream. And then if it's too wet, flour.
We'll add a little bit of flour. So they're going to take this thing here and form it, and then it's kind of like pizza crust. Get push it down. And they said you want to make about an 8-inch circle. That one's a little bit bigger, but it's also starting to flatten out. I can see it in there, and you can see it's like it looks so good. The brush. And then once we get this patted down, she's going to grab a pastry brush, and we're going to brush a little cream on it.
It's just heavy whipping cream.
There you go. That's how you do that. We're going to cut it so that it's pre-cut. Boop. You got to kind of be careful getting it up here. It's flaky. We're going to cut. Boop. Getting that knife out of there is a little tricky. It's been on the other one anyway. It gets sticky. I just discovered that if you kind of slide it through, it doesn't tack as bad. So she's gonna get that crease.
You don't really brush this across because it'll start falling apart. You kind of just want to tap it on. Otherwise, it falls apart.
We almost timed this where we may not have to pause the video. We're good. This one's about ready.
If it does start to fall apart, you kind of just push it back together.
And then we've got some coarse sugar or sanding sugar here. We're going to sand sugar the top of it, just white. You could be fancy and use colored sanding sugar. We just got white sanding sugar. And then we'll make up a little drizzle for on top of it, a little powdered sugar and cream. We're going to sand this thing. And sand it just as much as your heart desires. If you like sugar, put more. It's okay. This part doesn't matter. But when you're baking, one thing I've noticed about baking is you need to follow the recipe. You need to get the right amounts. When I cook, or when we cook, it's just whatever. You know, when I make chili, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. When baking,
you have to be precise. Otherwise, it's a fail immediately.
You got to measure because...
And we have failed.
We've had a few
miserably.
Fails. These are about ready. And there's no cut here. Notice that? There's no cut here. But these... Ooh, look at that.
That looks good.
It's hot.
Yeah.
And there's what we got.
So good. Looks beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that looks good. We're going to cut one here in a minute. We're going to pause now. We're going to cut one, and then we'll show you the finished product. Okay, out of the oven, they're cut. One thing we did in further reading, because mistakes happen, better to separate these before you cook them, then they'll get down flatter. I cut them. She's like, don't you need to separate them? I'm like, nah, they'll be okay. Should have read the directions. If you separate them, get an inch or two between them, they should get down a little bit flatter, and the edges will cook like that typical scone look. So ours is more like a scone pie, but anyway.
It still looks good.
Now this is something that I do, Wing. We're gonna make up some drizzle. It's just powdered sugar. How much? I don't know. I just put however much I like then. A little bit of whipping cream, which I'll probably need a little more cream. And about a teaspoon or so of vanilla. I said I will wing because it's not that big a deal. I'm gonna put the cream in just to get the consistency that I want for the drizzle, and that doesn't actually look too bad. You can add a little cinnamon to this if you like. You can add a little whatever you want, but it's just to make up a little drizzle. Get it whipped up, and that's about the right. A little runnier than I might like it, but so we'll give it a little drizzle here. Nothing like drizzling with a fork, but hey, that works. Do you want the drizzle fork to try it? No, oh, you have a fork. Okay, let's give it a try.
Throw it on.
Scone abuse.
That's good. That's really good. Delicious.
That is great. Still a little warm. Obviously, if we let them cool a little more, then you could eat them, you know, with your fingers in your coffee, but excellent. Lots of blueberry. Mm-hmm. Very, very good scone.
Good.
And I think on it took 20 minutes in the oven, but it didn't take no time to whip them up. So
no, it wasn't bad.
Get up on a Sunday morning and you want a special treat for the wife, make her happy after you went and pumped gas for her.
Hey.
Then whip up a batch of scones. They're as good as I've had anywhere.
Yeah.
So give it a try. Okay, so we're just putting on the finishing touches on these. We had to put these back in the oven for just a moment. Again, every time you do something, you learn, and we're going to share our mistakes with you as we go along. But we didn't separate them before we cooked them, so the tip of them was a hair doughy, so we put them back in. She's just getting them drizzled. Oh, look at the drizzle. But these are so good. Now that they're fully cooked, we got our second batch in that we separated. They'll probably look a little bit more scone-like, but hey, easy recipe. Took us no more than 10 minutes to get this stuff put together, 20 minutes in the oven, fresh scones for the family. Excellent recipe to try. We're going to post that recipe. Make sure you hit follow, like our videos, and follow us on our next adventure.
And enjoy your scone.
Ooh, scones. I'm going to eat a scone. We'll see you in a few.